One of my favorite Shakespearean quotes is, some people are great, some people have greatness thrust upon them. Trisha Paytas is definitely great, as her latest video exemplifies. Meet my alters, dissociative identity disorder. Now, in case you're like me and you're kind of iffy with definitions,
dissociative identity disorder, previously known as multiple personality disorder, is a mental disorder characterized by the maintenance of at least two distinct and relatively enduring personality states. This is accompanied by memory gaps beyond what would be explained by ordinary forgetfulness.
There's a whole DID community on YouTube that's pretty active, and people talk about their experiences. And then there's Trisha Paytas.
I feel like this is another video that's gonna come up and people are like, oh, Trisha jumping on another bandwagon, Trisha trying to do this.
Oh, nobody's gonna say that you're jumping on a bandwagon just to get views. It's not something that you've done literally for the last 10 years that you've been on YouTube. Just find any nugget of a way to get an attention.
In actuality, I've talked about it plenty of times. I've talked about it on a TV show.
And because she's talked about it, she's an expert. Just like everybody from the Flat Earth Society is a science expert because they make videos talking about science.
Honestly, I've never been diagnosed with anything. The closest thing that I have self-diagnosed myself, I guess, is multiple personality disorder.
I feel like I have so much in common with Trisha because I recently self-diagnosed as bullshit intolerant.
This is not something to, like, I don't want to scare people, and in general, I guess I don't really tell people the extent of it.
Why can't people see that Trisha doesn't want to scare anyone? She just wants to misinform people and hopefully stigmatize DID, because that's the best way to get the conversation started.
I always thought I kind of was like taking other people's personalities or borrowing or becoming like my friends or becoming like my boyfriends or becoming around the person I'm around.
All of this makes complete sense because Trisha Paytas is just describing the most mundane and commonplace behavior that everybody pretty much does on their day-to-day, except she's saying it's DID, because at the end of the day, it really is something she's trying to convince you she has.
And I feel like that's very noticeable. When I was in England, I started having like an English accent.
Trisha Paytas is just cracking the code. Now I know every actor in the world suffers from DID. That's how Joaquin Phoenix was so convincing as a Joker. Charlize Theron literally blacked out for the 6 months it took to film Monster. She has no recollection of anything that happened in that period because she literally became that person. Christian Bale has needed a nanny his entire life because he literally has no flippant idea who the hell he is. He literally becomes a whole new person every single January 1st. Heck, according to Trisha, I probably have DID. Wait, I do! I'm actually stuck in Gilbert right now.
He's gone nuts. Jafar! Jafar! Get a grip! Good grip.
I'm unlearning so much about myself right now.
I can't remember what the video title was. It was when I was like not identifying as a boy or a girl. This was before my trans video.
I totally relate to you right now, Trisha. It's very hard to keep up with all your online buffoonery.
I've watched a lot of videos of this recently. Most recently, obviously, Anthony Padilla did this.
I really admire Trisha for being so honest about where she got her inspiration from. It was from all the views that Anthony Padilla got from his DID video.
I was like, what do you guys see as Trish? Like, this is, hi, Trish. If you go to my Instagram, it's Trisha Paytas.
We should never be skeptical when Trisha Paytas says that she's a part of an oppressed or protected identity group. We should never be skeptical when she talks about all of her disorders, because Trisha Paytas never has second intentions. She is never looking for an opportunity to plug her Instagram or her other social channels. She's been on YouTube for over 10 years. She doesn't need the attention. She doesn't want to piss you off. All she wants is to get them sweet views.
And so many people will joke in the comments like, what Trish are we getting today? And actuality, who are getting different personalities.
Trisha's 100% correct here because the comments are usually a great mirror to what's happening on the screen.
What she is doing is personifying her traits. She is giving life and names to her different traits. I don't think she has DID, and what she is saying is misleading and harmful. The only disorder I can see you having is being a pathological liar. She's like that girl in middle school who pretends to have every disorder / mental illnesses. Like, come on, people will do anything for fame nowadays, LOL.
Wow, the comments really are good at diagnosing bullshit.
This sounds crazy. I sound like I am losing my mind.
She's not trying to stigmatize DID. She's trying to educate everyone so next time you see someone with it, you think that they're crazy.
Because when I watch other people talk about it, I'm like, they're crazy. Like, I watched the Anthony Padilla one, and there's a girl, DissociaDID or something, I think his name. She's British, and like, I watched it and I was like, oh, like, she seems crazy.
You know that feeling where you're smiling, but inside you're burning like a hellfire of rage? I feel that sometimes. In moments like these. Oh, by the way, the YouTuber that Trisha's talking about in the nicest of terms is DissociaDID. I think I said that right. I hope I did, but she has a very nice channel about DID. And this was her reaction to Trisha calling her crazy.
There's a girl, DissociaDID or something, I think his name, she's British, and like I watched it and I was like, oh, like she seems crazy, but I know that's like what I...
Trisha's obviously not very educated on this subject.
Shout out to her. She handled that way better than I would.
Again, this is pretty much self-diagnosed, but it's something that I definitely have distinct names for all my personalities.
What people fail to understand is that self-diagnosis is much more accurate than any medical exam or anything any doctor in the world may have to say about you. Like in my case, I self-diagnosed myself with coronavirus years ago. That's why I've been quarantining myself way before the outbreak.
It just kind of gets like scary. And it's almost like when you start feeling like someone's dying within inside of you, like one of your personalities, it's like you're dying or you're losing someone.
Let's take a moment and appreciate how difficult this must be for Trisha to come up with all these personalities 2.5 seconds before clicking the record button and then forcing herself to string this along for 20 minutes so she could make a buck.
I don't want to like scare anyone because like Trish is here and all my alters love this. You know what I mean? And we all support like Trish. Like in a way, Trish needs all of us because she doesn't have her identity.
This video is an amazing display of a person who wanted to have an excuse to talk about themselves in the first, second, and third person for 20 minutes long.
The thought of it is so scary. And then when I see the intensity of the people who do switch and who can just be, you know, someone else, like visually, like, I don't know if I could date someone like that. So
I'm so glad to see that Trisha is still making brain food filled with poison.
I don't like offend anyone at all or like mock anything or make fun or make light of.
No, why would anyone in their right minds think that? Trisha's intentions are very clear. That's why she got 54,000 dislikes. And Anthony Padilla himself called her out, saying,
Claiming you have dissociative identity disorder is not a cool excuse to mock people in the community and call them crazy.
I don't understand why nobody gives Trisha Paytas a chance. She's just trying to inform people. She's trying to educate them on the many issues that people are experiencing today. That's why she jumped right in the drama. It literally didn't even take her an hour to respond to Anthony. And look at the smile on her face. It's like she loves it.
A lot of people have preconceived notions about me, that I'm this crazy and all this stuff like that. And I make videos about people.
Gee, I wonder why. I wonder why.
I make videos about me and my journey and my struggles and my mental health struggles.
Oh, is this what that is?
And then the minute I open up about it, I'm shitted on and I'm told, no, you're not. Anthony Padilla, you for pretending to be some sort of mental health advocate, to be a spokesperson for mental health and depression. You yourself saying you suffered from depression and anxiety. No, you didn't. You were fine. You were making videos. You have money. You look good. You don't look like you have depression. Newsflash to you and DissociaDID, the girl that I was talking about. You're on YouTube. Guess what? People are entitled to say whatever the they want about your video. It's called freedom of speech. You put something out there, get ready to be criticized, baby.
What I like most about Trisha's rant is that she's complaining that Anthony Padilla and DissociaDID criticized her while telling them that they should be okay with her criticizing them. Because hypocrisy is always best served compounded.
All I said was like, yeah, like watching that, I could be like, oh, that girl seems crazy.
Trisha is doing a public service. We don't need to empathize with people who have DID. We don't need to understand what they're going through. They are just crazy, and that's what they should be known for. And I'm dying on this idiot's hill just like Trisha.
You made an assumption saying I'm mocking people with dissociative identity disorder. What the f did you watch it, you dumb little Did you watch the video?
If you're under the impression that Trisha's getting defensive like a scared raccoon hiding in a corner with its tail between its legs, then that's a very astute observation.
I have suffered with identity issues for so long.
Until people realize that Trisha Paytas is the real victim here, that she's suffering so much from this self-diagnosed disorder, then we're never going to be able to get to a point where DID is fully stigmatized.
Do you know 1 ounce of the struggle I have daily trying to figure out who the I am at 31?
I don't want to step on any toes right here, but maybe, just maybe, you could start off by maybe saying the truth from time to time. Because watching a Trisha Paytas video is like playing a Find the 40 Errors game.
I am so pissed when people want to try and tell me how I feel, what I think, what's in my mind, what I identify as, what I constantly am going through.
At the end of the day, folks, Trisha does not need a medical diagnosis to prove she has any of the disorders she's claimed she's had over the past 2 years. Her self-diagnosis is enough. That's why when she goes to CVS, she gets all the medication she wants because Dr. Trish has a dish and it's full of pills.
Like I said, people watch videos, they're gonna have a reaction. I put the video out there, and my whole thing is like, you know, for the greater, hopefully someone can relate to this.
Is nobody in the YouTube community noticing that Trisha Paytas is making videos for the greater good of Trisha Paytas?
I said, I mean, no disrespect to the community. I saw her, I was like, oh, yeah, I would probably think that person was crazy.
She meant no disrespect, okay? She meant crazy in a very kind and loving way, like, oh, they're so cute and crazy. Not in a way of, ew, that person's crazy. That would be crazy.
And I can look at you, Anthony, and be like, what a hypocritical, moronic piece of shit.
And we can look at you and say the same, but we're not, because you're not.
And it's just those same dumb in that video that were just like, what's really offensive to us? It's a movie, okay? It's a movie. And if you're gonna be on YouTube talking about this, expect people to think, oh, you sound crazy.
She's representing the community that she's just using to get views and attention so well. Anyway, defenders, make sure you like and subscribe for more videos like this. Every like will be another identity that Trisha says that she has, and it's gonna be a lot of identities. Check out these videos right here, think of too. Tell me in the comments down below, what do you think? I want to know. Anyway, defenders, I will see all of you again very soon. I love all of you. Have an amazing day. Peace.